channel, and if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Sarah. Please don't be a stranger. Kindly hit the like and subscribe button to be a part of the tribe. And to my returning subscribers, I love you guys so much. Thank you for riding with me. Anyways, today we're doing a story time. For those of you who don't know, I live in the city of Lagos, and I'm sure for those who live outside Lagos, you've heard so many crazy stories of Lagos. So I've decided that I will be sharing some of my crazy experiences living in Lagos, me surviving Lagos basically. So today I'll start with my very recent experience. I had this crazy experience with this Uber driver. I think 2 weeks ago, on the was it 17th or 18th of January to be precise. What happened this day? I use Uber most times. I used to have both, but I had one silly experience with both guys, and anytime they are trending on Twitter, they are trending for the wrong reasons. So I deleted both and decided to stick to Uber and be loyal to Uber. So on this fateful day, I took a ride. It was actually in the evening, let's say a few minutes past 8 there or thereabout. I was heading home. And for my Uber, my card is linked to my account. So my trips are usually card trips, which I know most drivers know. Once you get a ride, some drivers, when they see it, they know it's a card trip, and they're like, I can't go, I need cash, can you cancel, blah blah blah. So this particular day I got this ride. I think the ride was a few minutes past 8 p.m. and it was a card trip. So I did not think I was supposed to explain to the driver it was a car trip, because I felt he knew. So we started my ride. And for those of you that use Uber and Bolt, you know, since December to January, prices of transportation has skyrocketed. So this was supposed to be a trip that normal. It shouldn't be more than 1,000 naira or 1,005. But this day it was 3,150 naira. I remember very well. We started the ride, like, it was cool. He was more like an elderly person, so I was not even scared. I wasn't worried. We started the ride. I got home. I got to my estate. He opened the gate. They opened the gate. We drove in, and I got down from the car. When I got off from the car, I noticed he did not end the trip. So I was like, sir, I knocked on the window. I was like, sir, kindly end the trip. He was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Because it was my card, obviously, so I could not allow the trip keep running when I got into my destination. He ended the trip in front of me, and I walked into, because he stopped me right in front of my gate, and I walked into my compound. I think I got home like 9 p.m. or so. I can't remember when the time exactly, but I got home, I got upstairs, showered, I made dinner, or I was making dinner. Like, it was like an hour plus later, I think like past 10, I was hearing the doorbell ringing, but I didn't bother to check. For those of us that stay alone, when you hear the doorbell, if it's not if you're not expecting anyone, you don't go to the door. I was not expecting anyone. None of my friends called me, so I ignored. I was in the kitchen. I went ahead. I was making dinner. The doorbell kept ringing, but I could not go out. It was obviously in the night. For safety reasons, why am I going to check who was at the doorbell? The next minute, or few minutes later, I heard someone screaming my name, screaming my tribal name, and I was surprised, like, who knows my name? It's just very few friends that know me, that call me that name here in Lagos, and I know none of them will come and visit me unannounced or visit me at that time of the night. So I was shocked. I was not like from upstairs, I was in the kitchen. I think the voice was coming from behind the windows downstairs. So when I heard, I was like, yeah, I answered the person. I was like, yes, who's that? The next thing I heard is the Uber driver that brought you home. I was like, oh. I was very shocked, like the Uber driver. Our trip ended like an hour ago. I was like, oh, what's up? My guy man was not like, I have not been paid. I was shocked. He was like, I have not been. I'm like, I don't understand. It's a car trip. I didn't even open the door at that point. I kept talking to him. I was upstairs, he was downstairs, I guess. I kept screaming. I was like, it's a car trip. So as I just told him it was a car trip, I ignored. I continued what I was doing. I think at that point I was done with breakfast. I carried it into the room to sit down and eat. Just when I was inside, I was going to the room. I heard him screaming, are you coming out or not? Hey, at that point, I think I was getting angry. It's not, I was not even scared at that point. I was pissed because it was in the night, obviously. Everyone was quiet. So it was like, obviously, my neighbors would hear. And so I got dressed. I was like, I'm coming. I got dressed and I went downstairs. It was not like, what's up? I've not been paid. I was like, sir, it's a car trip. So I don't understand. You've not been paid. It's not like he's not aware it's a car trip. Why didn't I tell him it was a car trip? I was shocked. I was like, I don't understand. I don't think I said I use Uber constantly, and I never get to tell drivers if it was a car trip, if it is a car trip or not, because I feel you are supposed to know on your own device. Because most drivers from the beginning of the trip, they were like, I'm not going, it's a car trip, I'm not, I need cash, cancel, look for another driver. So why are you telling me you are not aware? I was like, are you new in this business? He said he does not want to hear, blah blah blah, I've not paid him, cutting demands. Even if it was a car trip, cutting demands. When I came down from his car, I'd have told him, thank you, good night, it's a car trip. But I just ignored him and walked away. Guys, like I was confused at that point. I was like, I kept trying to explain. I was like, it's a car trip for crying out. I was like, no, it's not a car trip. I'm not paid him. I have to pay him. Like I was at that point, I was pissed. It was not like, okay, I should show him proof that I have been paid. I was trying, my internet was not messing up. I was like, I'm coming, let me get my Wi-Fi upstairs. I went upstairs because I was even confused, even if I was owing you or I went upstairs to get money. Why did you wait outside for like over an hour? So many things were running through my head. How did he know my exact flat? Is it that when I got down, he walked upstairs with me because the light on the staircase is bad, so the stairs is dark. Like so many things were like, it's a big compound. How do you know the exact flat this girl walked into? So I shall went upstairs to get my Wi-Fi so I could use the internet. And I don't know if it's just me, but I know GT Bank, and when I have online transactions, I don't get an SMS immediately, but I get mails. I opened the Uber. I think I was on the phone with a friend, so I was talking to him. He was not like, don't, because the guy kept insisting he wanted to see. No, I opened the Uber app and showed him the receipt. Like, here's your money. Uber has debited me. My bank has debited me 3,150 naira. It was not like, no, he does not want to see the Uber receipt. He wants to see my SMS. I was trying to explain. I was like, I don't get SMS alerts immediately. Okay, chill. Let me open my app and at least show you whatever. Show you my transactions. I opened. He stayed there. He kept shouting, "He's not been paid." Blah blah blah. Like the guy was literally almost hitting me, raising his voice. Yeah, manale, you did not pay me. You want to cheat me? I shall open the app. I opened my app. There was proof of a transaction. The same 3,150 naira. I showed him. He was like, no, he wants to see my SMS. He does not want to see, anything from banking app. He does not want to see anything from Uber, blah 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 blah. He was screaming. I think it was at that point, I don't know where the security guy was when that man even had access. That was when the security man of my own compound came in. I also told the man, if I wanted to cheat you, I don't think I would have allowed you bring me to my gate. I would have stopped at the estate gate and you will know the exact compound I was running into. He said, no, like the man was, he was making a scene. I was Guys, I was pissed. I was so angry that day. At that point, I could not even think. I was just like, God, I've been embarrassed. This guy has embarrassed me because I was very sure neighbors were out at their windows watching me. Like, I was pissed. When I showed him the receipt, the next the man kept insisting, "You've not paid me, you've not paid me. Anyway, you can have the money." Then he walked away. Guys, it was after he left. I think I sent Uber a mail immediately. Like, I complained to them, I called them out on Twitter. The shark called, they were like, "It's strange, blah 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 blah," asking me plenty of questions. Did I report to the police? Blah 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 blah. I think the history of that trip, shark, it got Uber wiped it away. Because I when I think I got to the office the next day. I was trying to what's the office? I don't know. I was with a friend the next day, and I was trying to explain to him what happened. I went to my trips to the log of Uber to show him the trip and everything. It was not like I was making everything up. There was no history of that trip happening. On the 18th, there was no history of me taking any Uber ride. Like, Uber deleted that transaction, and I was shocked. But like, I really did not know what would have happened. I was so scared. Even when I was telling one of my friends, she was like, maybe the man actually followed me behind when I was going up. Like, so I could not even think straight. Like, why did you wait for like an hour, 30 minutes before you came up to look for me? I don't think any sensible person, if even if you did not know it was a car trip, I know typical Nigerians. Immediately I'm coming down from his car, you're asking me, "Madam, you never pay me my money." You will call me, but you kept quiet. You were chilling in your car. Like, then an hour, 30 minutes later, you were coming to drive. Anyways, guys, I am fine and I survived that incident. I don't know if the man actually made a very honest mistake of not knowing it was a car trip, which I doubt, because I know Uber drivers know it's a car trip. Like, they know that one. I don't think they can ever be a mistake for that one, because they're always doing that, most of them, especially that festive period. Once you come and they see the car trip, they'll be like, "Cancel, look for another driver. I need money. Uber don't get to pay us on time." So I don't know if he actually made a honest mistake, or he knew I was alone and wanted to have access into the house, or guys, I don't know. Like, my head was going, but I'm super glad I am fine and nothing happened. At least I was not beaten up. The only thing he did was shout. I'm fine. So if you've watched the video up to this point, please don't forget to like and also leave a comment. And I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.